Unmute. There we go. Me and technology. All right. So, can you guys hear me over there on the YouTubes? Again, quick disclaimer, guys. I'm only giving it to them a little bit free as a teaser, and then I take it down later. So guys, actually one that was, if you guys want to know, like my pattern that I absolutely love was BBIG earlier. Look at that. Gorgeous. Look at that on a 1 minute. Bull flag, kind of ascending triangle off that 9 EMA. And then you have that ride the 9. You know, you got to be careful. Well, always riding the 9. I got to see what size float that is. Let me write my disclaimer here. 1 second. Un momento, por favor.
It's very beautiful. I've been watching it since it started.
All right. Let's see here. That.
It's a beautiful thing.
All right. Gotta love it. This is what you watching? Yep.
BBIG. I've been watching that since this morning.
You're not saying a right stone. It's BIGPOPPA.
I've been up all morning. I got that energy.
Yeah. Let's see. Please do not follow any trades. All right. Boom, boom. Boop, boop. Neuro. How's Neuro? NURO.
That's trying to come off of lows right here, so I'd keep that like 920 area on watch.
Heyo. If you guys hear snoring in the background, it's not a person, it's a dog. So don't think that. Hopefully I'm not putting anybody else to sleep. That would be honey. So that's
Mine's trying to go out. Let's be back.
What the heck, man? Why do I like? Hold on. What you're just crying to go outside? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so. I think he said he had to go let his dog out.
Oh, okay. It's literally, I don't have the heat on right now just because it so throws me off, but it's like my hands are like ice cold right now. So I don't know if like the weather's going to be 70 or 80 or 50, right? It's that time of year again.
Where are you at?
I'm in Connecticut.
Oh, nice. Like Waterbury?
Greater Hartford.
Oh, nice.
But I'm in the country area though, not the city. So guys, I'm not really loving any of these at the moment. Let me see. Let me pull up BIG. Let's see. Let's take a look here. All right, so BIG in the pre-market has a high of that's 644, guys. No coincidence, right? No coincidence. No coincidence. Those whole and $half amounts. Be aware of them. And then right here, $6, right? Got to see if it can hold that $6 level. And what do you guys have up here? So it goes up. Where is that in the pre-market? Rejecting at that 645 at the moment. Whereas if you look at a daily chart, where does that put you at? Right around that 20 EMA, right? So no coincidence that price action, things happen around those areas, right? Support, resistance, patterns over and over and over. So we're going to watch that 650 level. And then honestly, so if it can break 650, then you could just really watch those whole and $half amounts. I mean, there's these levels above, obviously over here, going up, but as it like kind of goes up, I'm very well, for crying out loud. I hate when it does that. Come on, eSignal. Why does it do that? Remove all drawing tools. All right, let me do this over again. There we go. For crying out loud. You got rid of my drawings. So watching up here, BBIG at $6 level, 650, and kind of go from there. So as you guys know, I like when prices got the 920 crossover, when price is above the 9 and the 20 on the 5 minute, and then on the 1 minute, and then ideally the 10-second, and then you get that momentum, right? So you'll see here is one beautiful pullback. Another decent one right here. Again, a lot of times you won't get the pullback to the 9. The thing just rips, but you'll see just those bull flags like this, right? So you can kind of trade them, and like when you see a reversal, get out on a 1 minute. So you can do the bull flag. When you start to see a reversal, take your profit, watch for the pullback, let it break out again, watch for the reversal, let it break out, watch for the reversal, warning, reversal, pull back, break out, like that. I mean, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of flag breakouts that had nice moves. Just got to be careful, again, trading anytime, but especially in the pre-market. And it's actually decent. It's a kind of a higher float, 97 million shares outstanding. But you still, just have to be careful. Again, anytime trading, but especially in the pre-market, when you get those, many times those just nasty candles down. So the longer you stay in these trades, the more you're susceptible to getting dumped on. That's why you got to know candlesticks, patterns, level 2, time and sales, all that good stuff. Isn't that 50 EMA resistance right above BBG a problem on the daily over 549? It would look a lot better. Let's see. Good eye. Very good eye. Guitar asset. So, yep, that's my 50 SMA, but they're probably very close together. So, yep. So that's where great eye, that 50 SMA, right over here, that 550. In the pre-market, you'll see it's above that level. So, which would be like right here, previous close. So exactly, you have possible star pattern. We'll have to see how it goes today. So that's where, we map out these levels right here, and then we watch them and see what happens. We have to see, is it going to continue up, or is it going to just fail and, sell off, right? So great eye right down over here, that pink line, that 550 puts you right over here. So it's above it in the pre-market. Now we just got to see, is it going to hold these levels and continue up? Does that make sense, guitar? Guitar. That gets me going back to every time I see that, I go back to my General Spanish 1 days back in freshman year of high school, and I have my same like 10 sayings of Spanish that I remember. That's all I got past was
Hola, ¿qué tal?
yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Hola, ¿cómo está usted? Muy bien, gracias. Me llamo Lucian. ¿Toca la guitarra? That's one of my favorite ones. ¿Toca la guitarra? And then who? That's it. Jugar a baloncesto. And then the most important one for me would be ¿Dónde está el baño, por favor? That would be, yeah, that would be, where's the bathroom? But you got to be very careful saying ¿Dónde está ir a fuente? Because you start drinking the water, you got to be very careful. Right? All right. So, yeah, right now at the moment, peeps, I'm not a fan of this. Let me see. We're going to do an alert setup, alert signal. Yeah, maybe I'll put one over here for alert signal. Do BIG, BBIG. Watch above. What is VWAP? 607. 6.07. Watch if price can get above VWAP and hold. If so, watch pre-market high slash 650 resistance, then whole half dollar resistance levels above. So just showing you guys, I'm posting that right over here. So when there's something to look at, we kind of post this here in our Discord, an alert signal. So this doesn't mean to buy it. It just means if it gets to that level, right above that 607, watch if price can get above VWAP and hold. If so, watch pre-market high slash 650 resistance, then whole half dollar resistance levels above. So this is our Discord peeps. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I do all my chatting over in here. So why I wrote that is I'm looking right here at that 607-ish level right here, those green dots, VWAP, see if it can hold, get above for a possible flag breakout with pre-market highs, kind of that 650 level resistance. Again, I don't know what it's going to do. That's what we're going to watch here at open and see what happens. So right here, I like how I want to see it again above those moving average lines. So I like when it's doing this, but we got to watch and see. So lower highs are still forming. That's why I want to see if a higher high forms here and can break out. And then I watch over here on a 1 minute, see if we get a crossover to see if we get that 920 crossover price to get above VWAP. And then we can look at these levels above as resistance, being aware of that good old head, left shoulder area, head and shoulders. So if price does break out and break above VWAP, you want to see it get above this kind of the 630s level. And then these levels here, you want to see it continue up because it could be a head and shoulders failure or it could be a double top failure. So that's why these areas above for resistance are important. All right. So far, it's dropping like it's hot. Be patient at the open, guys. Just trading in general, you want to be patient, but especially if you're new to day trading, let those patterns play out. Alex, Scott, any you're seeing that you're like, I can't talk, huh?
I'm keeping watching on Neuro here.
NURO.
Correct. Yep.
Boo boo.
It just broke back over 9, and then CNET. I'm also keeping that one on watch. It's a slower mover, but I'm watching that $1.25 area.
All right. Boo boo. Boo boo. Which one's CNET, you said?
Yep, correct. Watching that $1.25 area.
All right. Creeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. Wait, is that Biggie too? No, that's Dre, right? Or peeping and I don't know which one it is, but it's creeping or peeping. Peeping and he's creeping. Something like that. See right here, watch that move up. Watch VWAP resistance. You're getting an echo with Lucian voice. I would bet that Neil is watching me on Zoom and Discord. Would I be correct? Neil, if you're watching me on, yes, then you need to mute me on Zoom. And where did I put that video? Do we have a video on that yet? I know, I think Scotty Too Hot, he did one. All right, let's go see it. I think it might be in. Let's see if Lucian did a good job of putting it somewhere. Lucian, did you do it? How to mute Zoom audio. All right, Neilbug, go under Zoom penny stocks, and then you'll see how to mute Zoom audio. So if you guys, any of you guys get an echo, just mute me in Zoom audio. And I should probably watch that video as myself. It's actually a good point. I should watch that. Is that a Scotty Too Hottie video? Let's see. Here it is right here.
Yep.
All right. It's only 2 minutes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that stud there. That's Scotty Too Hottie over there. All right. So Scotty, you like anything right now?
Just waiting for the shakeouts.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at my scanner yet.
I sent you a PowerPoint. Scotty did an awesome PowerPoint bullish bears one for us. And I've been working diligently on the back end trying to get some newer videos for you guys to kind of clear up. We have this really good course content and all the stuff that we give you guys back there, but I need to clear up and get some, like, right off the bat, direct the newbies to places that makes them, helps them. So give some of the newbie stuff rather than right to the guts of it. So yeah, Scotty, if you can take a look at that. I sent you a Discord message. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, so that's probably me not explaining things well. I sent you the presentation of what I'm looking, what I done so far, and then get your opinion. A gander.
Yeah.
What's up, Ashley?
BBIG, let's do it.
Market is going up. That's the dog drinking water, not me. If you can hear that. All right, so seeing right here if like BBIG will hold, and you kind of have this, like, you know, that kind of that angular resistance kind of coming down. See if it can kind of hold down in these levels, kind of have something like kind of like that, or you can get really tricky and kind of go down like that, you know, very kind of subjective or wherever your eyes look, but see if price can hold support here, and if so, get a bounce. But as you guys know, I'm more of a fan personally of when price is starting to do this, get above these moving average lines. So let me take a look at.
We're about to head down to that 570s area.
All right. So guys, what I do for my strategy, you'll see I have a basic high day scanner. This is Lightspeed. This is my demo account over here. You'll see on this over here, it's stocks that are kind of the lower or the smaller cap stocks that are running. So you'll see stuff that I'm looking at pre-market, and then if it doesn't go, I start to look at these high day scanners, and you'll see many of times it'll match up with my Thinkorswim one. So if you guys have Thinkorswim and not Lightspeed, they're very similar to the scans. Sometimes you'll see one picks up ones other than others. So you'll see on Thinkorswims, it's got BBIG. It doesn't have the other ones right now, but sometimes it takes a few minutes for them to kind of catch up. So, you know, when it's kind of slower, it's not doing, something I like, see when price is kind of like falling like this. Again, there's strategies to trade this, and this is stuff we teach you, like dip buying as its price starts falling lower and reversals back up to those moving average lines and intraday resistance. Or there's like my strategy where it's like I'm going to zoom in on CNET when price kind of goes up, those flags, those momentum getting above the moving average lines, right? So when I start to see stuff like this is where I drill in on it. What you reply to? I am getting an echo with Lucian's voice. Yep. Okay. Cool. So let me take a look at CNET. So this is where you guys will see these are just some 1-minute charts that I look at. So I just kind of glance, and what I'm looking for from my style is I want the 9 over the 20, and I like to see price above. So right now, again, for my style, everything's below. That doesn't mean you trade that style. It's just showing you my style. That's what I zoom in on. And you see possible right here, keeping an eye on BBIG, maybe starting to, let's take a look here. Maybe not. So at this point, I'd watch that 5-minute form. Scott, what are you looking for here on BBIG, this 550-ish level?
I just wanted to stay in the 560s area.
Yeah.
I want to see it below that.
Yeah. So
if it breaks 563, I'm not looking at it anymore.
So if you see, guys, right down here on a daily, price right now is caught between that 50 SMA, somebody was saying the 50 EMA earlier, good eye, and then that 9 EMA. So you have that 50 SMA, 9 and 20 EMA. It's kind of right in between there, right? So, I like to see it kind of hold in these areas like Scott's saying. So I'll have to watch that one and see. Let me take a look at CNET. Little bit choppy for me at the moment. It's hitting VWAP. That's the 5-minute candle that just formed. So I'm meh on that one. But again, that's just me. If this thing can hold, remember, guys, it's everything. Like, remember, going down to like when you're trading something, what are you looking to make? How many shares are you buying? Whereas something, like I might like this, look at this and be like, but somebody else might say, oh, hey, I can maybe get 10 cents out of this. And they buy 10,000 shares and it goes up 10 cents and they made $1,000, right? So that's why, again, we teach you guys the different styles, and then you kind of got to match it up to what your trading preference is. So myself personally right now, I'm not a huge fan of like this long wick like that. I like clarity or cleanliness to it. But, personally, I'd like to see it, if I was bullish on this, get above VWAP. And then you kind of have this kind of channel. It's almost like a megaphone-ish pattern at the moment. See if these higher lows keep forming, can get above VWAP. And then you look at that 140, 145 to 150 level resistance right up in these levels. What you watching, Alex?
In Neuro here.
Neuro?
Neuro off of that,
all right.
that VWAP test, but I took some profits off at 950. I want to see it hold VWAP here as support. Stops around like $9.
So you got it off of what now? What area?
I got it off that 924, 925 area.
Okay, so right up as it's starting to pinch right in this area, or right up in these areas?
The plan was for it to break and hold those two wicks around 35 cents, 935.
You keep an eye on any also. Just push it.
Which one?
That was James's ANY.
Oh, any.
Watch for continuation today.
Oops, not New York. ANY.
The retest of the pre-market highs.
right, so right up around that $7 level. So guys, as I'm showing you, just you'll see me putting lines, on my charts here. So you'll see there's candlesticks, which is really the most important thing, guys. It's price action, right? That's something you can't hide from the charts. You can manipulate lots of things, but you can't hide price action. So when bulls and bears are fighting and duking it out, they form candlesticks, which forms patterns. Patterns are not foolproof, but it's really your best guide to go off of. So, and those candlesticks that form these patterns, they do peaks and valleys, right? So you can see, like, it's not perfect. You can really put as many lines on your chart as you desire, but you can bet it could just bog you down. Everybody's time frame is different. But if you see, like, a lot of times I'll just kind of like, I'll put lines on my chart, right? You'll see here's a peak, these areas right in here, right? This is a 1 minute chart. That's why I'm not kind of going to bog it down. But you'll see as I kind of put stuff on here, a lot of times it's just kind of connecting the peaks and valleys right here. See some support, I put a line there, see if it holds. But, again, I try to not bog my chart down too much. And that's why I like to see, me personally, I use a guide like hey, is there, a 920 crossover? Okay, that's possibly, again, for me, I like that momentum reversal and I like to ride the momentum. But there's other people that'll come down and they have the patience and they're buying, they look in these levels of support and say, okay, if this is going to hold, I'll buy it down over in here. Right. But it's what's your level of risk? I'm not saying you just buy down here. They just look down here. They see, okay, if it's going to hold, if it's something that's gives a bullish hold and their setup's right, they might come in and say, okay, if it starts to get a break up in these levels, I'll take an entry right up over here or at the base here. But if it falls, they use their stop down over in here. Whereas, let's say myself, if I'm waiting up here and I'm trading those flags, as you guys will know, I don't usually, if something goes against me, I'm usually out quick. So I don't usually depend, unless it's a higher float stock. But if it's a lower float stock, like something like this, if this thing breaks out, I'm probably not going to put a stop down here unless it's a high float stock. So, like, if this goes and it breaks out, for instance, down here, and I was to trade it, I'm not letting it fall back down here. I'm taking my profits out here. Like again, I don't really love this setup, but as it's going and breaking out, something like this I'm out, right? I'm not letting it fall down here. So that's the whole thing, is having that right, proper risk management. But then there's other people that are good, like, Alex might be looking right here. So Alex was looking and he got in an area that I typically wouldn't have gotten in. And that's just because I'm not good with it. I think he got in these areas. Well, that's good. It's an earlier entry, whereas I'd be coming in probably looking towards these areas. Right. So that's where, guys, it's finding your niche. A lot of people go, hey, I'll buy at the base here at these higher lows that are forming. And then if I get a close below a certain level, I'm out. So I like the retest. So I like basically a breakout retest, and then I like to trade those breakouts. But that's where you want to learn the different styles. DeWay Grandmaster says, "Do you know DeWay? Is that a rapper or is that a?" Let me pull up Nero. The heck? How did I get way over? Oh, there we go. So here's another thing, guys. So this is where, again, I can show you guys, not my style, but great way if this is your trading style, getting a reversal back up to those moving average lines And, whereas I typically wait for when it's above, there's other people that can come in here and you can see, these higher lows that are forming right down over in here. So you kind of have that, you can kind of draw that channel right up over in here. If you did like on a 5, again, what time frame are you using? You can do it like right over here. See that kind of channel, and you can say, this is kind of like a perfect example of someone that could say, hey, if you like those bull flags, here's one that someone may have said, hey, I'll take this scalp, 934 right up towards that VWAP area. So like me, I wouldn't have traded this one, but hey, there's money right there, right? Bull flag breakout. You can say, oh, and it didn't, you're looking to see if it's going to go and break this high of this 1 minute candle. So you can have a 933. I mean, there's 10-cent move right there, right up to that 956. You already know that $half amount is going to be resistance. So you can come in and there's people that'll, trade this 932 and they're out at 950s. That's an 18-cent move. So as I wouldn't have traded that probably myself, what a great move, right? 18 cents. If you bought 1,000 shares, that's 18, or 10,000 shares, that's $1,800, or 500 shares. What is that? $900. So you see how there's just so many different ways to make money when you're trading. It's just that's why I'm saying don't listen to just my strategy. I'm just showing you mine. You put it into yours. James has his, Scott has his, Alex has his. What's that?
And you should get out slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't influx the price. Try not to
Yep.
mess with the price.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm talking, in theory with saying 10,000, I think probably most of us in the room, people following us are probably not buying 10,000 shares, but who knows? BBIG creeping. So Neuro has that double top on a 1 minute coming right down over in here. So I'll have to watch and see if it holds angular. So you see how I just kind of readjust it down over in here? And so I can kind of just do
PALT, halted PALT.
Pult. There we go, guys. Look at that. Boom. There we go. HOD. Let me change it up. I'll put Pult. Come on.
Not really sure why it halted. It didn't, like, I don't know. It hasn't really done much. I mean, it's gone up $2, but it didn't like do it super fast. It looked like it needed to break that 840. Then once it broke 840, it just took off.
I'll take a look at it deeper. Do a deeper dive. Well, so actually, just at quick glance, right? Huge move up back to that 9 EMA on a daily. The thing looked like it's look at that bounce kind of off that 9 EMA. Now it's starting to break out again. So now I got to watch kind of these levels, kind of just see right up in the $10 going to be important support or resistance level right up over in here. And you can kind of just look above those whole and $1/2 amounts. This looks like it's a crazy one. So it looks like it's a lower float. Yep, lower float. You can kind of tell, again, it's not always this way, guys, but you can kind of tell at first glance a lot of times if something's kind of a lower float stock when you just see like this. Doesn't always the case, but when you see in a daily chart this nuttiness like this, there's movement there. So, I'll kind of drill What's up?
You can keep that. Yeah, you can keep that at 980 to 990 carry on watch for that test of $10 when it opens. Might even just avoid that area altogether.
Yeah, let's
Already capped out.
you guys see how that happens? You know, if you're new, you see how I wasn't even watching Paul when I started. You'll see, here's my light speed right here. It's the top one on my scanner. Let's go to Thinkorswim. Look at that on my scanner, right? It took a little bit. So now it's got the eyes. So now you got to see, just because it's hitting these high a day scanners does not mean you go and buy it. Now you got to drill in and say, okay, what's going on? This thing's kind of starting to fly. Let's kind of drill down. You'll see I'll just do those levels again. Let's put $10. You'll see it has a history of running recently, right? Up to here. But now it's like, just because this thing may go up or down, who knows, doesn't mean you buy it. So you kind of see, okay, right here, there's kind of there's a lot of opportunity for it to go. There's a lot that this can kind of just, this is for me personally, I look at it and I'm like, okay, whole $50 amounts, very, very important, right? So now you look at these 950, 10, $10, you know, all that, you know, 950, 10, 1050, 11. And so I kind of like, you know, I'll just kind of put it up right there and say 950. But now when I look at it, this is where you guys got to determine, okay, this thing is super overextended. And you got to just be well aware of the risk. Now it's opening. Watch $10. But now, do you buy it way out here? Like, just because it's running, don't get FOMO. These things, it's insane. Look at this, 10, 1050. So me personally, I don't even buy it out here. I just let it run. I want a pullback, but you may not. So I at least, you know, I mean, if I'd like a pullback at least on a 1 minute, or at least come back on a 10 second. So this is something you could scalp, but it's so overextended here, even on a 10 second. Right. So you can see on these microsecond charts on a 10 second, you can get those flags. I'd watch one right here, possibly on 1050, but you got to be careful. If you trade this on a break, if this goes and breaks 1050, you got to watch it really carefully. But you see how high price is here on this 1 minute. But watch here, if breaks 1050, see how it's just little creeping, mid 1050s. Sometimes you'll just get a tiny little creep over on a 10 second and it crashes down. And then you could really blow up that account. That's where it's, you know, let those 1 minute candles form. You have tweezer tops at the moment. So you'll see this kind of is 10 to 1050 range. So let this 1 minute candle form, see what happens down over in this level here. But this is stuff, guys, you got to be aware of. See how it's super overextended on a 5 minute and on a 1 minute? Doesn't mean it won't hold right here and go and rip. It's just you have to, if you were to trade something like this, again, I bring it up to, all right, next 1 minute candle, watching over here. There's some people that may come down here and scalp this up to here, right? Other people wait for a breakout up here and look for new highs to form. But it's just, again, see how high this is. It's got to break that 1056 level. You'll see how it creeps even on a 10 second, like right up to the top. And then you have like a head and shoulders even on a 10 second. But it can turn into an ascending triangle as well. That's where you just want to see it go and break a new high, right? So what's happening down here, you want to see it break a new high up here, but it's also very overextended. So I got to tell you, you know, again, be very careful trading these, but there's a strategy to it. I'm not a fan of buying it way out here, but there's other people that do. It's just, if you trade a breakout when it goes up here, don't just leave just crazy closes below. Like if this thing goes up, that's where you drill down and either use like the microsecond charts or level 2 or book map. And if you see something about to, you know, like go against you, you get out. So you don't just use like huge risk. You see what I'm saying?
And for halt prices, you can often keep the previous halt price as like a stop loss area if it holds. I often look at it like a initial morning high.
Mm-hmm. So it's stuff like this, guys, right? You know what I mean? You just, if you're new, you know what I mean? Or anybody in general, just, you know, again, buying a top, if you're like right up here at 10.50, it's already down to $10. You know what I mean? You're already down almost 50 cents. So that's why I like the pullbacks. And so we'll see, you know, kind of let that 5-minute candle form, see if it holds this $10. But a lot of times you won't get the pullback. It might, you know, throw a 1-minute candle here and then go up and rip. But that's the risk. You know what I mean? Are you willing to take that risk? I personally am not. But, you know, if I don't take that risk, I won't get as much reward many a times. But I also won't take on the risk. So what is your risk reward tolerance? We have this pullback here, another 30 seconds on this candle. You'll see, like I said, I like pullbacks to the 9 EMA, but sometimes you don't get it. And that's where you also look at this $10 level right here, that whole dollar amount. Right there. So another 8 seconds left of this candle. Right there, getting a bounce. So we'll watch and see this next 1-minute candle. If you get a break above 10.12, you'd use these highs as resistance. So you see how it creeps down here in the microsecond. Still no crossover. So that's where if you're looking down here in those microseconds, you want to see new highs form, right? So you want to see this new highs. So that's why I like waiting for it. You'll see it's pinching down here in the microsecond. I like for a cross and a move back, you know, but other people will come down over in here and trade it back up to these levels. So I like those bull flags, remember, so I like a cross on a 10-second. So I want to see this start to move and cross. So it's starting to cross now. I like to wait for this 1 minute to form. And then you can see these levels right over in here. And that retest, so many times, you know, it'll come back and it'll just dump right back down. But I like that retest right on this next 1 minute candle right up over in here. It's got that 10.50, right? That $half amount. So this is right here. I want to see it kind of come down to this level in here. See if it can kind of hold. You see it's kind of caught up over in here. So it is retesting on a 10-second. Now I want to see that retest hold and get some separation to kind of move it up here on a 10-second to see if it can clear 10.50.
And URO, Neuro, new highs, watch for 10. Just been a big old wick. We also need to keep this 955 area that Lucian was talking about on watch as well for possible support area.
All right, I'll pull up Neuro in a second. So for someone like me, guys, this is not, I don't like this when it's trading sideways like this. And you can see what's happening down here in a microsecond is affecting up in these levels. But if it starts to hold, see this 9 EMA, if this thing can start to keep pushing up and hold support, then it's like, okay, keep an eye on it, watching that 10.50. If this 9 EMA on a 1 minute catches up and kind of holds support on a 1 minute, kind of gets below these candles, then then I might be a little bit more, like it a little bit more for a quick move up, for a breakout. So you guys see that? Kind of lower highs coming right back down. Watch that 9 EMA. This making sense as you guys see this? See that?
Sure.
See that 9 EMA? I just use it as a guide. Nothing's foolproof. It's a short-term momentum guide. Listen, you hear that? She's dreaming. That's funny. Doug is dreaming. She starts barking in her sleep. All right, so watching over here. And this all happening right near $10. Now watch these 1 minute candles. See that 9 EMA creeping? She's dreaming. Can you guys hear that?
Okay.
Santa says, sorry, just joined and curious. As you are discussing these stocks, are you also trading on another screen? I am not. I'm just showing you guys this. So you guys see this right here? It's failing that 9 EMA at the moment. So me personally, I don't like it as much at the moment, but you'll see, you know, is it going to go down and fill this previous gap right down here? Right here, which is at 20 EMA. Right here. So me, like I said, I like it when it's kind of above these levels, but then there's other people that'll touch it as it comes down here and then might scalp it back up. So see this right here, this little microsecond. Someone might come in off 950 off this little microsecond and try to scalp it back up to these levels. You're welcome. All right, watching to see if that 20 EMA, see how it filled that gap down, right down over in here, right around that 20 EMA in a 1 minute. Now you kind of got to watch and see if you get a reversal and can hold VWAP.
Something I like to watch for in those gap ups is I like to see a hammer form on the base of where the price was halted. So if they can get a quick wick down to like 912 to 915, and then a hammer close inside of the gap. Otherwise, where the open price was, you can see that wick off of the 952 area. That's going to be a major resistance for the continuation to flush. That's kind of how I play my halts, but I think the price came a little too hot and heavy for me to play with it. I like it when it goes back a little slower.
A lot of that's what she said.
Yeah.
All right. So now right here, see if we can get back. Huh? You're not feeling good? You sick? You got the Rona?
No, my kid's a petri dish.
He ate a petri dish.
He ate a petri dish? Or are you joking?
I think he said he just had something to do with like a petri dish. I think it's kid.
Yeah, because my son's in daycare, so he brings his garbage home with him.
All right, so we're watching right here. You guys see this again, moving average lines. Like I said, all this stuff, nothing is foolproof, but you'll see. Look at where all this is happening. There's VWAP, those green dots. Here's a 1 minute chart. That blue line's the 9 EMA. The red line's the 20 EMA. Right below, even between that, would be the 13 EMA. So it's just saying, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to see, you know, is it going to hold these areas? Is it going to break above? So you can look at, you know, some people just use sheer price action in candlesticks. Some will use it with moving average lines. As long as you don't look at anything as foolproof, like I said, price action isn't foolproof. Bull flags fail. Ascending triangles fail. Let me take a look at. So you guys see, oops, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say Neuro got rejected off that $10 area, kind of what you were saying to watch for.
Yeah, so guys, look, I didn't even change my lines on the chart, all right? And it doesn't mean, guys, just when you see this, doesn't mean price is definitely going to go up to those levels, but that's where you watch those patterns. And, you know, you see these lower, you know, I can just kind of do this now, right? So I can kind of just, you'll see it held. It failed a little bit over here, but then what happened over here, it kind of give that little hammer off that 9 EMA. So I do like that. That's something I like to look for, is right over in here, that. So I like that little hammer. It's above the 9. So that would be something I would look at in anticipation of a move up to VWAP, right? So you have, see all this, everything's kind of crap and like the candlestick crapping kind of garbage. And then you had this really nice one right here, 940, right up to these levels. Geez, guys, you can, you know what I mean? 1 minute right here, you can sell the top of the flagpole if you want. You know, I mean, if you got in at 940 and you're out up at 970, that's a 30-cent move. What else? You know what I mean? That's beautiful. You know, so that's, and it's up to you. Do you want to stay in longer? Again, hindsight's 2020. Something like this, you don't know it's going to go up and do this. Other times you can see this and it dumps back down to this, right? So that's where you got to determine, are you taking your profits looking to get back in, you know, for another breakout? Or if you get the earlier entry, are you going to stay in through this? Keep an eye on Paul. BBIG is looking like Arbaccio at the moment. SBET. There we go. Alex is talking about, I think he was saying earlier, SBET. And now it's kind of showing on my scanner here. Let me do, what's the next one? RKLB. Keep an eye here on any. So for those that are watching any, you know, I can remove these lines right over here, and you have this megaphone-ish pattern going on. And, you know, watching down here might be starting to go and break out. I'll have to watch and see if it continues up and keeps those higher lows forming. And then if it can clear these levels kind of in here. Again, this is just a 1 minute chart. You know, I'm showing you one. You might be doing a different time frame. So whereas I might see shorter term resistance, if you're using a longer term time frame, you might stay in it longer, or you might not be as worried about it. Pull up RKLB. So you'll see Paul is still kind of trading sideways at the moment, right near that kind of that gap level. So again, if you're liking Paul, you want to see it hold that gap. So let me pull up RKLB. All right, so got some of the criteria here right off the bat that I like. 9s over the 20 on the 5, the 1, and now the 10-second. A little bit overextended on a 5, but I like to drill it down. It's over on the daily. And you can see this resistance around that 1640s level. And then here we go. So we have kind of these levels, pre-market high. So if you're new, guys, if you're day trading, right, you want to do this stuff, like, what are you doing, right? So that's where you got to ask yourself, okay, are you just watching, you know, someone like us or some other trading company, and you're like, oh, somebody's buying a symbol or they're talking about a symbol and you're just randomly buying it? Or Are you doing this stuff? Do you have your chart timeframes? Do you know price action? Do you have any potential indicators that you like to use? Are you mapping out the support and resistance levels? Are you just jumping in and just buying and not knowing when to buy or sell? Right? So that's where, like, don't ever just follow someone blind. You got to map this stuff out. And like, as I map this out, I don't know what it's going to do. So I got to look at it. I got to look at the charts. I got to see what's going on at a glance. I got to see, okay, is there news on it? Is there news on this one? Sometimes I can't get it right off the bat. So sometimes you got to do a deep dive on it. So kind of map out these levels. And I can see, okay, it's run up on the pre-market. Then I got to take a look at it and see, okay, so it's a higher float stock. So I like that, meaning it allows me the ability to make a longer trading decision at times, or stay in a trade potentially longer because it's a higher float. Doesn't mean it won't dump on you, but typically it allows you to stay in it many times a little bit longer rather than a lower float. And so now I kind of look at these criteria. Okay, seeing what's going on here. Okay, it's above, it's bullish at the moment. It's up near a whole dollar amount, or it's getting nearer to there, to that $16 level. So then I kind of drill down over in here. And I personally like to see a clean bull flag. Right now, it's got kind of that double top, head and shoulders-ish thing going on. So at the moment, I'd like to see a 5-minute candle form here and see what happens right up in this level. So now I let this 5-minute candle form. I see this high over here on a 1 minute at 1583. Let this 5-minute form. I drill down, I look at it, and I say, okay, it's getting nearer to right up to the high of day at that 1582. And then I want to see, is it going to hold its highs up here, right here? So you can see it's kind of shaking around right below that 1580s. I don't like this stuff, these spinning tops, kind of doji candles. I want to see something kind of cleaner like this. But sometimes you won't get that. So I kind of drill in on it. Now, okay, next 5-minute candle. Now we got to see, what's it going to do here? Is it going to form an ascending triangle? Well, at this point, I want to see buyers come in and get above that 1583-ish level here on time and sales. It's bouncing off that 9 EMA in a 1 minute, which I like. A bit overextended on the 5-minute. Not too much, but a little bit. So now I want to see some separation on a 10-second. See right here if this 1 minute hold, and if price can break that 1583. You can kind of see like this, a kind of a rising wedge-ish pattern. So it's towards the top of it. There we go. It's creeping.
That was the move we wanted to see on PALT. It held that halt price perfect. It's kind of like a support area.
I'll have to take a look at it. So at the moment, right here, if you're looking at it, you want to see 1583s break and hold. But it's kind of a bigger candlestick like this. I want to see it. Like I said, I'd like to see this 9 EMA kind of catch up to this level. Like something like down in this level here. So right now it's double topping, but this could form an ascending triangle. But bottom line, if you're bullish on it, you want to see it break above that 1583s. So buyers come in. Thanks, Anna. See, that kind of goes right and went right up to the high of day, right back down. And so be aware of the time clock, right? That first and last minute typically is the most volatile. Now, again, there's times it'll go and it'll break out or break down somewhere in the middle of it, but this is where I'm not a fan of like the roller coaster like this. I want this thing, if I was to get in and trade it, I want it to go and break out or I'm out, right? So I like to see this. Price is back down around this 9 EMA. This is a good sign. I like that retest. But now I got 2 more minutes left on this candle. And then again, remember, if you're to trade this, how much reward do you have? If you get in on the break of, let's say, 1584, be aware the next level up is that $16 resistance. Creeping right up to that 1584. Now, if you're in on this, you want it new highs. If you're long, you want this thing to hold its highs and continue up, right? If it doesn't, do you get out if it fails here? Do you use a candlestick close below here? I personally don't use it down here. I'm like, if I was long here, which I'm not, I want to see it hold its highs on this 1 minute and go and make a new high. If it starts to show some weakness, I consider getting out because it's a little bit overextended. See that upper channel? Watch this 1 minute candle form. It's showing some struggling here at this 1584. That's why in a 1 minute, I want to see it hold its highs. So I let this 1 minute candle form in 10 seconds. If you're not in something like this, I don't chase it out here. I look at it back down here, and if this thing can't hold its highs, I consider getting out. So I watch it here, watch down here, right here. If it starts to struggle, this is where I might consider, hey, am I going to get out, or am I going to let this last 1 minute candle form? So I want new highs. Its tweezers are topping at the moment. So I keep watching this thing. See that? Like, you got to be careful here. It's struggling. See that? So now this is where you can easily get trapped. Like, do you wait for the 1 minute to form and stay in it? Do you take your profits out here? Do you ride the 9? You guys see what's happening? This is all happening near angular resistance, and it went up to the 1590s. See that? It's shaking you out down here. Right, that. So it took all the people out on this breakout, and it's trying to stop them all out. See what it did? Right back down. So now what do? You know what I mean? You're caught. So if you trade this and you didn't take your profits out there, I wanted to show you guys how this stuff works. Now it's getting a bounce. You can watch down here. So you can use, that's where, like I said, it's overextended on a 5 minute, but you have this 9 minute, 5 minute EMA kind of catching up. You're getting that bounce. So it is bouncing back up to that area here. But again, see how that kind of works? When I said like, tweezers topping, showing some weakness, do you consider taking your profits? You know, so if you're long here at 1578, you know, it's a 10-cent move. That's why it's like that risk reward. If you were scalping it, you could scalp 10 cents or so. But if you're trying to hold it longer and then it dumps on you, this is where it can easily shake you out. That's why you don't have to, they don't need to know or see or stop in the system many times. They know people are going to go right here and trade this break out of this candle. And they know newbies are just going to like stay in it and just let it shake them out.
Tata Motors, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's looking for $26 here.
Did you say Tatas, Alex?
Yeah, Tata Motors, TTM.
Oh, it's TTM, not Tatas. Okay. How dare you?
I think they're the ones that like, they own a lot of other like car companies and stuff over in what's that, Asia and stuff.
TTM or TTM squeeze. AEHR is creeping.
Man, how did you read my mind, man? I'm AEHR.
I don't even have to read any mind. All I do is this. Click. High day scanner, AEHR.
I'm looking at it. Perfect.
And here we go. Up. Yeah, Thinkorswim is not picking it up today. That's where it's like, I love it. Like, so guys, this is my Thinkorswim real account. And then this is my Lightspeed demo account. And I find like my Lightspeed demo account will pick up stuff better than even my Thinkorswim real account.
Yeah, my TOS EMS scanners sometimes drop the ball on finding specific stocks.
Yep. Senna says, what chart time frames are these? What's that?
Light speed's $4.95 a trade for round trip.
I think so. Let me see what discount we have for you guys right now. We have a I think we got you guys a discount. You guys can go from here. I'll explain light speed in 1 second. Someone asked what chart time frames these are. So again, my chart time frame right here is daily, 5 minute, 1 minute, 10 second. So the reason why I like e-signal is because I really like this 10-second chart. But they're also, again, the most expensive. Trading View is really good. They don't have 10-second, but I think they have like 5. They have everything around it, I think. 1, 5, 15. Light speed. There we go. Oh, did I not? Where is it? Okay. So what I can do is I'm still working on the back end for our Discord and updating all this stuff. So I was kind of going back there quickly to check it, but I can go over to here and in our courses. Light speed. Bullish Bears promo. Use promo codes Bullish Bears. Bullish Bear. Here we go. Here's our light speed info that I'll post for you guys. And let me post this in the Discord. Now it's time to make my impression felt. All right, so there you go. So guys, yeah, if you open up a Lightspeed account, you go to just email Rob. You'll see that email down there. Email him, tell him you're with Bullish Bears, and tell him you want the promo code Bullish Bear. And then you'll get $3 a trade. So Lightspeed, guys, I mean, they're my favorite broker, but just giving you guys a crash course, and I'm going to go over after 10:30 or so. I get you guys opinions on this as I'm making some videos to kind of really explain this stuff to you guys. Cash versus margin account versus brokers versus which ones are best for trading. There's goods and bads of every broker, right? Somebody was saying something before. Lightspeed, where you got? Oh, someone that you did I answer your question about Lightspeed fees?
Yeah. And so there's a discount after you use your per trade, and that's a round trip, right? That's $3 to buy and sell, and if you buy twice and sell once, that's
3 in, 3 out.
Okay.
So 3 plus 3.
Okay.
So that's the thing, guys. So that's man, and that's the stuff I'm gonna really put into the courses. So guys, that's where you haven't seen me chat as much lately because we have this push in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully a couple weeks. We're taking all of our courses. The guts of the courses are staying the same, but we're going to make it really course-like. I've never liked the layout of it. That's just my own preference. I created it, and I'm not a web designer, and I didn't put it course-like, and I'm like, I want it to be course-like. So we're taking the stuff and making it course-like for you, which is going to be just, it'll look better. Same content, but then I'm going back there and trying to get, there's a lot of, you'll see like stuff like this where, again, the Discord's not, we don't have this live on Discord yet, but it's on our website, but I'll be getting the whole format right on our website, and then I'll be putting it over in Discord with something maybe like a layout like this. But you'll see we have a couple day trading courses right now. This is kind of what's kind of in there right now, and I'm just going to make it more course like. But this stuff's all important, right? Avoiding the PDT rule, indicators, volume, VWAP, scalping, day trading options, and then there's gap and go, reading charts, opening range. So all this stuff is very important to learn along the way. But I think what will be something that I was missing that I'm trying to get set up for you guys is this. And sorry if I'm actually gonna get into it right now. So I want your help with this, so I might not be talking as much about trades right now. So sorry if I'm bogging this down. I want to make sure that this content is what you guys need. So any of your advice I'd really appreciate right now, because I'm really kind of zoning in on this in the next couple weeks, is this right here. And this is what I was going to have Scott look at. So we have a section right over here. We're going to change this beginner's course. Instead of having it like this, it's going to be more like really when you get started. Like what I'm about to show you is going to be what's over here. And so we're going to like kind of get the guts for all you people like that come in that are like new. If you're brand new and you've never traded, there's people watching and listening to my stream right now that don't know they don't know what PDT is. They don't know what cash account is. They don't know what margin account is. And so there's a perfect example too of like, which I'll show you guys in the PowerPoint. So many people have no clue. You might come in and watch me in us in the day trading room for penny stocks, and hey, penny stocks might be the right fit for you. But you might find out there's other options on how to day trade, small account, grow an account, and you don't need to trade penny stocks. There's micro futures. So there's a ton of people that have no clue about micro futures. And because I'm not explaining it, getting there, that's what I'm redoing it to kind of show you guys this, that there is a way you'll see in the presentation that I'm kind of putting together for you guys right down here. Is what a great PowerPoint Scott did, huh, guys? You guys like the format? Yeah. So right down here, you know what? And this drives me nuts because I do this all the time. I ignore this and then I save it and then it comes back. And that, I don't know why it does that. But to show you guys right here, so this is something right here. So if you have more than $25,000 in a trading account, you're good to go. You can trade whatever you want. Doesn't mean you should. I'm just saying you have a meaning you don't have to worry about the PDT rule. But PDT, for somebody that's wondering what PDT is, PDT means if you have less than $25,000 in an account, you get 3 day trades in 5 calendar day period. So that doesn't mean that's without a cash account. That's another thing I got to add in for you guys here. But just to let you guys know, just ahead of time, there is an option that, hey, if you want to do pennies, great. We're going to teach you and show you pennies. But we also teach in our Discord right over here. We have futures right over here. Right here. So we have a futures room right over in here. And so in our futures course, we're actually getting some newer videos in there. This is a futures course you can take on our website that talk about micro futures. But what's nice about micro futures is there's no PDT rule. You can trade any time of day, low margin requirements. You can grow your account and you can trade just one symbol. So for those of you guys that love penny stocks and all that, great. You can do penny stocks. There's cash accounts, which I'm going to be adding something in about margin and cash accounts and the differences. There's offshore brokers like a U-Stock Trade CME group, limitations. Again, you can get the ability to do unlimited day trades, but then there's fees, right? So there's high fees, limited customer service, no shorting, margin options, stuff like that. So there's ways around the PDT rule when you're day trading, but that doesn't mean, right away when you start day trading that you should go and jump into a U-Stock trade or a CME group. No, like you should be paper trading for months, even in a Thinkorswim account, just paper trade until you get the flow of it. Then when you're a successful paper trader, then if you want to go to an offshore broker, okay, look into them then when you know what you're doing. But in the meantime, along the way, a great way to practice as well is, again, with micro futures. So I can come over here, just even in my Thinkorswim, and you'll see MES/MES. This tracks the market. So it's futures. So there's futures. This is the big daddy, the big boy. Can I say big boy? The big boy or girl, the big person. This is the big person. So you can trade futures up and down one symbol all day long. That's for the big. I'm going to say big boy, whatever. If you want to do the little boy or MES, I think it's, what is it? $50 per, don't quote me off that. I think it's $50 per 1 point move. So you'll see 1 point. That's like, see that? Those are all quarter points. So like, futures, they're kind of like penny stocks. They could rip your head off if you're not careful, right? So you see the movement, how fast this is, just in 1 point move right there. That's $50 up, $50 down. If this thing moves 5 points, that's 50 times 5, $250 up or down. But what's nice about it is you can trade one symbol and you have a lot less limitations. Futures are awesome for day trading. Awesome. But so many people don't know that. But that's, if you have a little bit bigger size account, but if you want to start smaller and go through it, you can go MES. And the MES is the same exact thing as the ES. You'll see it's just a different, wait, did I do that right? MES. Am I doing this wrong? Hold on. ME. I don't think I'm off on it. Something seems off to me. I don't know why something seems off. But anyways, this is $5. If I'm doing this right, put it into the course. I think I'm doing it right. But micros. I don't know what was doing wrong on the other one. But anyways, MES. It's $5 for every 1 point move rather than 50, right? So it's a way to practice day trading, just getting in and out of trades with one symbol, right? So it's a great way to grow your account. You can trade micro futures or futures any time of day, right? So it's no PDT rule or after hours. I don't say any hours. I forgot what hours they're open. So I want to be careful and not say any after hours. Basically, if you have a job, you want to trade at night, trade in the morning, you have a lot more flexibility. And you can trade one symbol and you can trade it up or down. You can buy or short it. You can day trade it. No PDT rule. Grow an account. So I want to show you guys this stuff because most of you guys don't even know that. Most people don't even know about the option of micro futures. So I'm not telling you guys don't trade pennies, but there's another option out there for you guys for day trading. That's awesome. All right. Any of you guys know about that with micro futures? Mm-hmm. So that stuff I'm looking to add in for you guys and then put it into the courses of then when you get to the place where you want to go, kind of breaking it down of the expectations. So that's kind of where I'm trying to zone in on, especially for you guys watching, today with penny stocks and day trading. Micro futures. Oh, look at that. I add an extra dot. Don't want that. And then kind of when you get to I don't know if this is too much, my brain. This is where I'm going to ask Scott and Beth their opinions on stuff. In our rooms, if you have less than $25,000 and then more than $25, what courses, what rooms should you go to? And what's the benefits, right? So if you have less than 25,000, our swing trading, options and the large caps room are great. Options are great at helping you grow a small account, but you got to know how to trade options. So just because you have it doesn't mean, oh, let me just go buy options. But we have kind of like we're showing you with our trade rooms, you can come over here. We now have our alert server up. So you can come up over here and get our real-time alerts. You'll see Tim and Sig posting real-time options alerts. So does that mean you should go over there and start buying them? No. No, you go over there, and if you're new, open your paper trading account, get the alerts, and put these real-time alerts, trade them in a paper account until you get very comfortable, and then you trade them with real money. But what a great way as a guide that you can get an alert right to your phone. You can practice paper trading them, just like our alert setups, a little bit more different. So these are going to be what, things to look for. You'll see the BBIG one didn't do what I wanted today. So that's where it's not a real time alert. It's what you're looking for. But, any of you guys new that are listening right now, first of all, we'd love to have you post your questions in the room so we can help you. But we did add this up here the other day, beginner's question. So if you don't feel comfortable, you could always ask your beginner's question down over here, or you can post it, send it right to one of our peeps here, Beth, Scott, or Dan, if you wanted direct questions. But I would appreciate it if you guys have any right now, like what you think we're missing that I can put into these courses to help you. I'm trying to get more of the new stuff for you guys. So it's kind of like, these are the things I'm adding. Why do you want to become a trader? So what is your reasoning for it? Everybody has a different reason. What is your trading experience like? Why we're different? The realities of being a trader and how it's hard. And again, guys, if you want to be a trader, any type of trader, if you're not willing to put in an hour or two a day to study, it's going to take you a lot longer to become successful. So if you put an hour or two a day, every day, you can learn how to become a trader in your trading style quicker than if you did an hour or two a week. There's no guarantees, but you got to treat it like an education. So it's kind of breaking this down. What is your work home situation like? Other people are listening right now. I'm like, oh, I want to be a day trader, but their kids are at home. They can't make split second decisions. Oh, somebody's car is beeping. And then computer screens and stuff like that. Are you a day trader and you have, slow internet connection, one computer screen? Stuff like that, right? That's stuff you got to know. And that doesn't mean what's nice is that when you get down to, when you go through this process, what's your trading style? What's your temperament and personality? Whereas can you make split to second decisions? So maybe you want to trade penny stocks, but you are overly emotional and you're not good with making split second decisions. Are you distracted easily? Do you have ADD? So maybe you might think something's good for you, but somewhere else, maybe you'd be better off with swing trading or vice versa, right? So these are the questions you got to answer for yourself. We have solutions and areas to send you, and we have the setup for you guys, but it's it's breaking this stuff down. So you'll see here, how much does it take to get started with trading? More or less than 25,000. If you don't have 25,000 in an account, again, paper trade, doesn't matter how much money you have, always paper trade until you're comfortable. Don't switch to an offshore broker until you've paper traded successfully. And then you can consider trading like a micro futures first. They're a great way to grow an account. We have a course to help you. And then this is where I'm kind of like trying to break it down for you guys. Is this overwhelm? So guys, what do you anybody that's listening right now, I'd really appreciate your feedback in Discord and stuff. Is this good, bad, overwhelming, add, change so far?
I think it's good. It is overwhelming for a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be
Mm-hmm.
in order for them to get the information that they need.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the biggest things that you did touch on, but folks overlook, is your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle the emotions and how to handle the emotions and your stress relief and about you do have to leave for the day and go eat. You do have to go for a walk. You do have to exercise. Those things,
Yeah.
I think a lot of folks overlook the importance.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that I'm gonna put into like that's where I'm gonna change like this part where you'll see the stuff I just put in that video. If you look at that compared to beginners videos, this stuff's good to learn, but down the road, right? Like, so bid versus ask spread, limit market orders. That's not like you need to know the stuff I just put in that presentation first, right? So like in the beginning, and then you get to this stuff. Right? And so that's what I was trying to put into that. Will just asked, what about for the more experienced trader? Great question. So that's the stuff that we already do have. So in our courses, this is the stuff where I feel like we're doing well at is putting the stuff in like, like you'll see just in options. Look at all those videos I'm breaking down options. You can say, well, I already know the basics of day trading, swing trading, debit spreads, credit spreads. Well, great. That's where we have the next level content. And the next level is where it like really goes in depth. So just for options, let's say alone, these are all SIGs. Like, look at like this is Signet of just like, look at all the videos he's done, like insane stuff, right? Deep dive, unusual options activity, probability, statistics, like just look at all this stuff, guys. Like Sig is just a friggin' beast on like, you know what I mean? Day trading options, debit spreads, condors, strategies, strike prices. That's just options alone. Then you've got futures. You've got Rose videos on her strategies on futures, Signet's videos right over in here. And then with day trading, you'll have a bunch of my videos on processes, strategies, and here's a whole section for just live trades. So here's about 30 live trades for you guys, real showing of my screen in and out of videos. And then we're working on getting James's strategies, where I'd like to get James's stuff back here. So then you're like, oh, okay, I like your strategy, Lucian, but how about James? Okay, cool. Let's get his back here. And so this is all for yearly members. So if you're a yearly member, you get access to all this. So advanced stuff we do great with. Our problem is our if you're brand new, if you want advanced and you know what you're doing, our Discord and our courses is phenomenal. If you're brand new and don't know what you're doing, that's where we've been. The whole is you're going to come in and it's like trial by fire because it's like, oh, okay, take all the courses. This is great stuff. But if you come in and you don't even know, like perfect example where you start in the beginners, you start going to open a brokerage account and, bid ask spread and limit market orders, but you don't even know what PDT, you don't even know what a cash or a margin account is. That's what I'm trying to answer you guys first. So as far as advanced stuff, we've got that nailed down. Does that make sense for you, Will?
I got a question.
Yeah.
All those courses for the more advanced, that's in Discord. I'm not seeing.
Yeah, good question. So no, it's only on the website right now. So that's where everything's on the website right now. But what I'm doing is we're updating the website over the next couple weeks to make it more course-like with our whole new layout. And I'm making some newer videos on the back end. And so when we have that all done on the website, I'm taking that information, and that's where you'll see over here, right here. Only we can see this right now because we haven't launched it yet. Because as you can see, I don't like this layout because half of you will be like, "Oh, that's great. I'll just watch the videos," and the other half will be like, "Oh, that's just copied and pasted links. There's no context," right? So that's where I'm trying to do something like this on the back end. That's where, like I said, I haven't been typing as much because I got to go through every course, everything on Discord, and try to make it a little more, because Discord, there's limitations. You can't really get very course-like, so you have to kind of make it yourself, you know? So now instead of like above where it's just like getting started, it's what is a day trader and how to get started. Give you a couple sentences, give you a video and some context, right? So then it gives you a little bit more than just say copied and pasted links. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So that answers it. Thanks.
Yeah. So that's where I have everybody on the back end, and I'm a pain in the butt saying, "Hey, let's get this going," because that's where I want to. Again, you got to try to make everybody happy, right? So those that love a course-like experience, I want to make them happy, and those that are like, I don't care about a course, just give it to me on Discord. I want to make you guys happy. But then other people that get it on Discord that say, "Hey, this is cool, but this looks cheap. I want a more course-like experience." Then I can just put something up top here and say, for a more course-like experience, log into the website. So I can give you the option to log into the website for course-like, or give you guys the option to do it on Discord, and then everybody's happy. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But it's just like, it's massive amounts of like, you see like every one of these, I got to go through every one and just every one, you know what I mean? Just like making it. Do you guys like this layout here? Do you think this is good to appease everybody, or do you think you guys have another recommendation? You're welcome, Will.
Honestly, I like the other layout better.
This one?
The top one.
Yeah.
But what you could do, and just a suggestion, could be underneath it for more detailed information. And you could have like the link to the site. There's one underneath, so you're appeasing both in a sense.
Almost like, I get what you're saying. So almost just like leave it the way it is up top and then add something. Hey, if you want it more, just maybe leave it like this and then have it below as well. So give the option.
I don't know about having it below as well, but having something below it that has a link back to the site.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up here. I see what you're saying. So you're saying don't even have it at the bottom, just put it up here. If you want to take it like more course-like experience, just almost instead of doing it below, just leave it like that and send them to the website.
My worry for you is these links, if you were to redesign your site or do something else, if they're not dynamic, you're going to have to change it.
Oh, that's easy. Well, I actually, no, you're right. I get what you're saying, because if I have to break something up down on the bottom, down here, you're saying it wipes out the whole. I mean, it's actually not that. It's a pain, but it's not. You know what I mean? Because I can just copy and paste. I can go in and like edit it and copy and paste it below. So it's actually not that big of a deal. It is definitely more cumbersome than just doing this. And that
is one person.
Yeah, no, and I like what you're saying, because there is something I could just say, hey, these are the videos in each course. If you want to see, I can say, these videos are the videos in our course on our website for a more course-like experience, or if you prefer a more course-like experience, log into our website here. And that could be something like that, right?
Exactly.
That's an option. That is an actual option. That's interesting. You got me thinking.
Maybe the bottom gets a little busy if I'm looking for a specific topic.
Or I can even say like this. This is a table of, would it be bad to just leave it up here like this? Hey, these are the topics. If you'd like a more course-like experience, you can log into our website or watch the videos with context below. Give them an option below, or do you think it's just not even? I don't even. You actually stumped me now.
More to me, it's more about the work it takes for you to maintain throughout the years. So,
I don't mind that. Like, it's not that hard, to be honest. It's an annoyance, but it's not like that big. Like, it's just recopying and pasting it. You know, so I could just go in here and just copy it and then repaste it down here and just copy and repaste and then go back and delete, you know? So it's not that big of a deal. I just think that there's like Discords are done so crappy from a lot of people out there. That's like, I don't know. I don't like this because it's just like, hey, you just copied and pasted links. But then there's other big Discords that just copy and paste videos, you know, and that's lazy. So that's why I was trying to do an in between of, hey, here's a topic, here's where you go. But I see what you're saying. For those of you, some of you guys that don't like it, that's where maybe I could do like leave it like this and then say, you know, for those that are like want more context, hey, you can go below. Then I can almost make both of you guys happy, right?
yeah, the top's more like an index, which that's what I like because then I go right to the chapter, the book that I need
Yep.
to relearn or address.
So index or table of contents or tomato.
Tomato. Not to my wife who's an English, but you know.
Huh. I actually,
Guy, so.
yeah. And so that's the whole thing. Cause Sig, I think Sig is more like you where, Sig is just like, he would just love this, you know, hey, give me this. Right. Yeah. So I see, you may have given me a really good idea here. This is, I like what you're saying. All right. So that's really good to take in. How about for newbie? Wait a second. Hold on a second, guys. I can't get my Discord back. When I move my Discord to my other small screen, I can't get it back. I don't know how to get it back.
It usually expands. And then...
Yeah, but I have this small screen, and it just gets it. I can't find it again. Like I can't get the top of it. If that makes sense. I don't know what screen it's on.
You pull the bottom down, it usually snaps back into the...
Usually it does, but dang it, man. Yeah, I can't get it. I hate when it does this.
If you shake your mouse around, if it's Windows, it usually...
Yeah, I can't. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, man.
The Discord's on the bottom. You should be able to right click on it.
Yeah, the problem is when I right click, it's not. I have a small screen on these smaller ones that I use for Discord, but if it doesn't snap, if I don't snap it in, the problem is I can't get it. I can't explain it because I can't show it to you. Oh, okay. You know what I could do? You have to be watching on Zoom, so I could show it to you on Zoom. But, dang it, I can't get it back. Oh, well. All right. That's always my frustration. All right. Well, you give me really something good to go off of right now. Thank you very much. All right, peeps. I think I'm going to end the stream today because now I got to get back to work on this and try to get this out there for you guys. Any more questions before I go?
No, appreciate everything you do there, Lucian. Love Bullish Bears.
You got it. Do me a favor, guys. Shoot me a DM if you don't want to ask. Like, like I said, it's kind of give you a quick highlight again before I go. It's so again, we want to really help the advanced traders. We're good to go. The advanced people that are coming in that want advanced material, it's good to go. We're just going to give you a nicer layout, and whether you like it or not, it'll be a nicer layout and more course-like. So as far as the content goes, the content's phenomenal for advanced and intermediate. But for the newbies, this is where kind of getting them into these topics of, why do you want to trade? What's your trading experience? What's your work home situation like? What type of trading style are you interested in? How much money do you have to get started? And then where we can lead you. So that's where, again, it's doing what everybody else. I hate doing this, but it works. Every cheesy one out there, everybody's got hey, what's your why? I'm just not gonna, are you looking to make more money in your life? Do you want to have more time with your friends and family? Would you like to retire? I'm not going to do that bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? You got to touch on it.
Well, you don't want to be sincere,
Oh,
really insincere.
It just reminds me of my old network marketing days. I can't do it. I just can't do it. No offense if you're in network marketing. Yeah, no offense if you're in that. I mean, we wouldn't have Bullish Bears if I didn't do network marketing back in the day. That's where I learned all my skill sets, but then I learned how to do it not the BS way. That's a story for another day. So what's your trading experience? That's the other thing, guys, is getting to and some of you guys that are listening right now, but it kind of drilling it down so I can tell it to you now, and then you'll see it in the courses and when you learn it, is that you're not going to learn how to trade from a day trading course. You're not going to learn how to trade from a trade room. You're going to learn a lot of things. You'll learn a lot of topics. You'll learn a lot of ways to trade, but it's probably like with college or an education, right? It takes time. It's on the job, on the, you're joint, you're again, your peers, you're becoming a doctor, you're a veterinarian. I never get that right. Veterinarian, never get that word right. Veterinarian. I think that's right. You learn by a real world experience, right? So you can learn from your other peers, and then you got to go and operate on that animal, operate on that person. So that's where that just takes so much time, So that's where you come in, and that's where I want to guide you to the right spot. What trade room? Get into that room, and then you learn from the different. I just showed you guys, just my trading style, like we've been talking about, and then there's Jane's and other people's. That's where it's going to take coming in every day and just practicing for months and months on end, and then you develop your skill set. And then you have our advanced next level content of stuff that how do you really refine it? How do you really put it into play? And then, and then hopefully in an end, again, the reality is, just being realistic, even with doing that, 90% of you will fail. It's just the reality. It sucks, but that's just also because most people listening right now aren't willing to put in the work. That's also the sad reality, right? So setting that expectation of, an hour or two a day. If you do an hour or two a week, you can do it. It'll just take you longer, but if you expect to come in and become a good trader, studying an hour a week and you want to be a great trader in a week, forget it. It's just not going to happen. So it's that experience, that what's your work, especially now with the world today, right? What's your work home situation like? So picture that guy. Let's say he's trying to trade right there. Let's say he's trying to day trade a low float stock with his kid on his head and his daughter pulling his arm. And what if he fat fingers a trade, right? Oh shoot, I meant to buy 1,000. Oh man, I just bought up 10,000 shares on margin, and now I got halted on the way down. What the heck's going to happen there, right? And then trading style and temperament. Do you have ADD? Are you distracted? Do you have tough time making emotional decisions? and then guiding you to the right course, what it takes to get started, what happens if you don't have 25,000 in account. Don't get discouraged. There are ways to do it. And there are other, but that's if you have that small account or just an account in general, even if you have over 25,000, like just practice, open up a paper account. You'll see I had my Lightspeed demo account up earlier. Make trades over and over and over until you're good at it. And then right here to guide. So basically, guys, real quick before I go, this video right here is to guide people to get to the right spot to the right trade room and the right course. Whereas then in that trade room and course, which we have more of the advanced stuff, I'll do like a highlighted video of this for each topic, one for futures, one for penny stocks, one for day trading. So it'll drill more down into day trading. This is the beginners to get you to the right spot. Then it's kind of going, I'll drill down into penny stocks or large caps and then talk about, I haven't done this yet, but margin versus cash accounts, where you go if you're new to trading, and then kind of that experience when you're here. Anything else before I go, guys? Anything you want to add other than thank you for saying it's good. I like to hear that, but I want to know more of what's essential. Scott talked about supply and demand. That's something we may add into this or a separate video that goes into the beginners videos. But more of the essentials to just think of if somebody brand new joins Bullish Bears today, what room should they be in? What course should they take? That's what I got to get. I have to guide them as quickly as possible to the right spot. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's that stuff that needs to go in this video. And then the other stuff, I can drill down more into offshore broker. If it's penny stocks from offshore brokers, cash and margin for penny stocks and, the volatility of penny stocks, like drilling it down there. But I think our biggest thing is we have so much great content in our Discord, which I can't show again because it's stuck in my other screen. We have so much to show them and bring them into. And again, I want, I'm in a penny stocks room right now. We want people in the penny stocks room, but what if some people here should be over and doing micro futures? Or maybe some of them have the temperament that's better for swing trading, doing spreads and options, right? Or somebody could be over doing spreads and options or in futures, and they should be better off in penny stocks, So that's what I'm thinking. And good news, guys. I've been going to Scott a lot. Scott is keeps me, he's going to take all this stuff. And what I'll do is I send Scott this and I'm going to say, Scott, pick it apart. And then Scott will pick it apart and he'll make it better, which I love. And then I bring it to Beth and Dan, and then Beth picks it apart more. And then we put it all together and then I'll make the videos. Make sense?
Sounds like a good team.
Yep. So Scotty Too Hottie, I might be reaching out to him today. Scott, you want to do a little Zoom? Take a look at the presentation. Pick it apart. Let's pick it apart, my man. All right, guys. I will catch you later. Am I out of the Discord voice? No, I don't think I am. I don't know how I can get out of it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to leave it right now, and then I'll probably catch up with you a little bit later, Scotty.
All right, sounds good.
Later, guys. Later, peeps on Zoom. I would show you guys. I don't know how to. I'm gonna have to restart my computer. But oops, I just did that, and that's not good. Oops. Yeah, the link will be below to try us out. We have all our courses in Discord. If you click below and you go to bullishbears.com. Later, peeps.